let's... Oh god, we gotta go all the way down there. We're gonna go to survival real quick. Talk to Jimmy Han, and then we will go towards the chairman. What's it? Wait. What?
Hey.
Hmm? Oh, it's April 7th.
Oh yeah? And what's your favorite food? Hey, he's not flirting with her, is he?
Cute girls are kind of his downfall, and Eri-chan definitely fits the bill.
All right, I got it. Eri-chan, you're a Black Panther.
Huh? A Black Panther?
That's a little fortune-telling trick that gives you an animal based on your birthday and interests. I'm a Chihuahua myself. Ooh, and hey, you and I are a good match.
There we go.
Holy shit, is he really using the oldest trick in the book?
Right? Fortune-telling flirting is really dating him.
Actually, I prefer pandas. Wouldn't you rather be a panda?
Huh? Well, I don't know about that. I mean, that's not really what I'm getting at.
Oh, that's too bad.
Wow, talk about striking out. And a chihuahua? Seriously?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's go in. We can talk to... Oh, that's right. We can talk to Namba as well. Let's do Namba's first. Because that was locked.
You drinking, Namba?
Oh, Ichiban. I'm glad you're here. We need to talk.
We do? Is it something serious?
Look, I need to tell you I'm sorry. For lying.
You mean about chasing the counterfeit bill?
Yeah. Think you can forgive me?
Come on, you know we're past that. What's important is your brother got released. All's well that ends well, right? That said, maybe now's a good time to tell me if there's any other holes in your story. You really were a nurse at some point, right?
Well, of course I was a nurse. How else could I have brought you back from the brink of death?
Good point. Then, what about the part where you sold hospital meds? Didn't you say that's how you got your nursing license revoked?
Well, that's the short version, but it's more complicated, actually.
What do you mean?
You'll be the first person I've ever told this to, so I hope you plan on sitting for a while.
Yeah, man, I'm all ears.
Back in elementary school, I read about Florence Nightingale. That's when I knew I was meant to be a nurse. Helping the sick, people being grateful for it, it's all I ever wanted in life. But when I finally put on my scrubs, it was different. Endless late shifts, difficult patients, never a word of thanks. Eventually, I just stopped caring. Little by little, I started cutting corners any way I could. I'd pretend not to hear the intercom, and instead, I'd go doze off somewhere. By the time I hit 40, I had no idea why I ever went into the field. But then one day, this new girl named Mizue showed up. And in her introduction, she brought up who else but Nightingale.
Just like you, huh?
We had the same role model, but she still had her spirit. She would rush toward every patient in the ward. Never missed a beat. On top of that, she always had the sweetest smile.
So, you had a thing for her.
Are you kidding me? She was 23 and a looker, and I was just a middle-aged loser.
Huh. Ooh, the first one's funny. Let's go with B for funny.
Ever seen those old dudes walking around with hot young arm candy? You gotta be like those guys.
Well, those guys also have cash to spare.
Not always. If you could clean up a little and stay on top of the trends, I bet you'd be covered in ladies, instead of pigeon shit.
Wow. Can't believe you'd say that to my face. But you're probably right.
Yeah, anyway, back to Mizue-chan. What happened?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Whenever I saw her working, I could feel my old self coming back. That young version of me, who used to give it his all.
That's a good sign.
If only I had half her stamina and wasn't twice her age. Anyway, one night I was a little sleepier than usual. So I went out to the back lawn, thinking maybe I could sneak in a nap. And suddenly, I heard a noise from behind. I turned around to find the storeroom we keep the medicine in wide open. And Mizue-chan was walking out alone.
Was she restocking? I mean, if you were slacking off, she was probably having to bust her ass.
Well, that's the thing. In our hospital, only the pharmacists have access to the storeroom. Mizue-chan and I were just nurses. We didn't even need to go in there.
Then what was she doing?
Well, at the time, there was a rumor floating around the hospital.
Uh-oh.
Medicine would keep disappearing. The list never matched the inventory. According to the rumors, someone was swiping medicine and selling it. Illegally.
No way. And that was Mizue-chan?
It was. As my eyes adjusted, I could clearly see her arms were full of medicine boxes.
But why would she need to sell medicine?
From what I heard, her parents were under a mountain of debt. So, to lighten some of their load, Mizue-chan was paying everything she could. But a single nurse's salary wouldn't get them out of the hole. No way.
So she was stealing the meds to do it?
Yep. And I was the sole eyewitness. Thing is, Mizue-chan never noticed me there. Now, if it was you, Ichiban, what would you have done?
Well, calling her out on it would seem to be the right thing to do. But I guess she wasn't stealing it just to be a criminal, huh?
Not in the slightest. She was only doing it for her family. I mean, yeah, she was breaking the law, but she wasn't trying to hurt anyone.
Plus, getting caught would cost her her job. Then the debt would only have gotten worse. With all that in mind, I'd say it's a pretty tough call to make.
Huh. Now you're on the same page I was. Anyway, in the end, all I could do was watch her walk away without saying a word. If there ever was a criminal who deserved a free pass, it was Mizue-chan. That was what I thought at the time. So I turned a blind eye.
And what happened after that?
It wasn't long before Mizue-chan's actions caught up with her. The hospital director decided to get the police involved and started gathering evidence.
He waited that long to take action?
Well, he was trying to resolve it internally, being that the hospital's reputation was at stake. I guess he got sick of having a thief under his nose, so he escalated it to the next logical step.
But if the cops caught Mizue-chan stealing, that'd be bad news.
She'd have a police record, and her name in all the papers. To be honest, it was only a matter of time. She had her whole life ahead of her. How could that happen to someone so young? And on the other hand, you've got me. A guy who totally burned out. A guy who couldn't be further from Florence Nightingale. Better a saint like Mizue-chan stay at the hospital than a sack of shit like me, wouldn't you say?
Namba, are you telling me you...
Yeah. I went up and confessed to the whole thing. Stealing, selling, and all.
And that's how you lost your nursing license?
Yep. No, and I got fired too. Naturally.
Man, you went all out for that girl. Did she ever contact you after that? Even a call or a letter?
Not that I'm aware. In a matter of hours, I was out of a job and out on the streets.
You regret any of it?
Well, my brother disappeared not long after, so even if I didn't get canned, I would have quit on my own anyway. So, no, to answer your question. Though I do have to admit, I would like to see Mizue-chan off when she goes overseas.
She's going overseas?
Yeah. She always dreamed of running off to some developing country where they really need medical professionals.
She took that Nightingale shit seriously.
Our hospital had an international dispatch program, available to staff nurses with at least 3 years tenure. This year would be Mizue-chan's third, and I know she would take advantage of it.
Well, in that case, why not go say farewell?
If only I could. For starters, I don't even know when she leaves.
Maybe if you ask one of your old nurse buddies, they'll tell you.
Don't be ridiculous. I'm the little rat who stole the medicine, if you forgot that detail. They want nothing to do with me.
Well, hello, boys. Don't worry, the life of the party's here. Care to bring me up to speed?
Oh, Sachan. Wait, are you drunk?
I think you're drunk. Now, fill me in, if you please.
Oh, Namba here was going off on one of his hobo horror stories again.
Hobo horror stories?
Well, no house means no toilet, right? Care to guess what he had to do when he had the shits?
Yeah, I'd rather not. And here I was, thinking I'd get actual substance out of two grown men instead of literal crap.
Thanks for covering for me.
I got you, man.
I don't mind if we let Sayoko know at some point, but preferably not when she's plastered.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's hilarious. Oh. Ooh, Namba can now change the fortune teller job. Okay. Next.
Hello, Kasuga-san. I must say this place is quite comfortable.
Yeah, ain't it? Also, seriously, man, how's a guy make drinking alone look so cool? Guess it's easy when you're as handsome as you.
That's kind of you to say. Why don't you let me buy you a drink?
Yo, for real? Hey, now you're speaking my language, man.
You certainly are a mysterious one, Kasuga-san. Sunghui speaks highly of you as well. I dare say it makes me jealous.
Oh, come on. Speaking of, have you been with her long? You've got this butler and lady of the house thing going on.
It's only been 3 years since I was brought into the Komijul. I can't say it's been long.
No shit.
Up until then, I was with a group called the Jingon Mafia. I was their leader's body double.
Body double? You mean like a decoy? Just like the real thing?
Indeed. If my master was ever targeted by our enemies, I was to be killed in his place. That was my duty.
I didn't figure people still did that kind of stuff. Wait, does that mean your face is...
An imitation, yes. What you see is a result of large-scale plastic surgery. But I'll have you know my previous face was rather handsome as well. A shame not a single picture of it exists anymore.
Really? Out the window then, huh?
In a manner of speaking, yes.
So that means Junki Han isn't your real name either, right? What's your real name then?
Surely we're not that close yet, are we?
Come on. First step in becoming friends is calling each other by name, right?
Well, isn't this awkward? I'm afraid I'm the type to want a bit more distance with people.
That how it was with the Jingon Mafia? From the name, I'm guessing it was some sort of Korean Yakuza-like thing?
Weren't you once a member of the Tojo clan, Kasuga-san? I'm surprised you've never heard of the Jingon Mafia.
I was in the clink for a long time.
The Jingon Mafia and the Tojo clan clashed in the 1980s, long before you were serving time.
The 80s? Dude, that's 40 years ago. I was just a baby back then. Doubt I even had hair.
Yes, I had yet to be born myself. Regardless, early in the decade, the Tojo clan attacked the Jingon Mafia and massacred a great number of them. Around 30 or so.
30?
Back then, Kamurocho was the most sought-after territory in all of Asia. I've heard the conflicts for control were rather intense. The Tojo clan was incredibly strong. and they made sure it was a well-known fact.
Still, to off 30 of them is...
To get their revenge, the Jingon Mafia main arm in Korea sent even more members to Japan, some of them as undercover agents. But deception is a tricky business, and all who could not strike at the heart of the Tojo clan were considered failures and forbidden from returning. In the end, those that couldn't carry out the mission were abandoned and left without any place to go. One of them happened to be my father.
Then, you were born here, in Japan.
Yes, but be that as it may, I don't recall being welcomed here. I wasn't even accepted by any Korean communities either. My family was treated like slime and kicked out from wherever we went. We came to be called the Stray Jingon Mafia, running away whenever we were discovered.
Slimes who run away, huh?
I could make the obvious Dragon Quest joke. Let's do B again. Yeah.
Stray Jingon Mafia ain't bad, but personally, I think Maverick sounds a hell of a lot cooler.
Maverick. One that strayed from the herd. Maverick Jingon Mafia is a bit of a mouthful, though, isn't it? It's a little much.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Stray Jingon it is.
But I will give you points for style, if nothing else.
Thanks.
He gave us 20 points.
So, what happened to the Stray Jingon after that?
Enter the 21st century, the winter of 2006. Around the time I turned 20, the Jingon Mafia from the mainland made an all-out assault against the Tojo clan. But even as that happened, the Stray Jingon Mafia received not a word of warning. We were left completely in the dark. Our fathers were entirely forgotten by the countrymen that sent them here.
You don't say. I might know a guy who could sympathize with that.
Oh?
Yeah, he's right in front of you. I got tossed out by my family and locked up for 18 years.
Oh, that's right. That must be why I can't bring myself to hate you, Kasuga-san.
So, what happened to the Jingon's big all-out attack?
Despite their careful planning, they were ultimately crushed by the Tojo clan. Ironically, those that survived came from all over to join those of us in the Stray Jingon Mafia. It was a miserable sight. Both sides cut off from home and left with no choice but to band together in the social sewer of a country that wasn't theirs.
Sounds like you struggled. Wouldn't know it from looking at you, though.
I could say the same to you.
Yeah, finally starting to warm up to me?
It would seem so. I haven't been acting much like myself today. I had a great time drinking with you, Kasuga-san. I truly mean that.
So whatever happened to the real Junki Han? What's he up to now?
He revived the Jingon Mafia roughly 3 years ago, and at that time had taken over a considerable portion of Kamurocho. But he was shot in the head and killed. I was absent at the time.
And it all came crashing down, huh? Wait, then that means... Can't you use your real name now? Why keep up the body double thing? You're not trying to become the real Jungi Han, are you?
Who can say? But that's none of your concern, is it, Kasuga-san? Or am I wrong?
Nah, you got me there.
Farewell.
Guess he's not the type to open up so easily. I'll just have to keep drinking with him.
I am very glad we sat down for that. That was a lot. That was a lot there. very interesting. Okay. Let's get out of here. Let's go see the chairman. Yeah. Let's do that.
どちらまで それでは
Ooh, and while we're down here, let's poke into the workshop and see if we can upgrade this bat. Also, did we hit rank 6 yet? Nope. Rank 5 in about everything. In exactly everything. Sorry. But need to get passion up to 6. We cannot upgrade that weapon. Maybe it's the nail bat. Huh. Well, darn. We can upgrade this now. But no. No. We need to give that to... We need to give that to the guy up in Chinatown. Let's do that now before we walk to the warehouse later and forget at some point.
それでは
We'll give him the ruby, so we don't accidentally use it. And recruit him. Nice. Chinese cuisine how? We'll try that.
どちらまで
We do need some better people. I don't know if he's gonna be worth it, but whatever, we'll try.
それでは
Can we? Yeah, I think we squeeze through here. Yeah. Oh, let's see. It's been a while.
You may enter.
Thank you, Chairman Hoshino. Captain Takabe said it would be okay for us to talk.
I heard. And I believe I already know why you've come. You've done us a great service. I would not still be leader of this clan if it weren't for you.
Does that mean the Seiryu clan's gonna pull through?
I can't say for sure yet. About 20 to 30% of our men defected to the Omi. The ones who stayed are grumbling behind my back. And it's hard to blame them. They just found out the Jincho standoff was all a sham.
Zhao told me he's giving up his position as the leader of the Liumang. Songhui is going to lead them.
Yes, I know.
You just know everything, huh?
Not everything. But I'll tell you what I do know. Eventually, the Seiryu clan will succumb to the Omi Alliance.
What?
For people who had nowhere to live outside the gray zones, the Great Wall of Muscle was their only protection. Now it's crumbling. That's a matter of life or death for them. Already rumors are flying into Jincho's political circles. Rumors that Ogikubo's lost his touch. I'm sure Aoki got those whispers going. He never lets a good crisis go to waste.
Oh, really?
Aoki knows it would destroy the party if it ever revealed their chair, Ogikubo, forged money for years. Now Aoki can easily blackmail Ogikubo and force him to step down. Aoki will become the new party chair.
I don't get it. Why does he want to take Ogikubo's place so bad?
The party chair manages elections, so in that role, Aoki could nominate anyone he wants. He'll control the ruling party. Therefore, he'll control the nation.
The whole country will be under his thumb?
Yes. Especially if I'm right about his next move. I think he's gonna try to dissolve Parliament.
Dissolve Parliament? At a time like this? That's insane!
Prime Minister, I understand how you must feel, being unable to rely on Ogikubo-sensei. But honestly, I have the power to support you better than he ever could. If an election were held today, I could guarantee you 2/3 of the seats, minimum.
Do you have a solid plan for doing that?
Yes. I'll send Bleach Japan to the districts where the citizens' Liberal Party is weakest. Bleach Japan can influence votes anywhere. They're incredibly popular. Plus, they have my endorsement. A victory for the party would, of course, move your personal political goals forward.
Oh.
Tell me, do you think you have the power to maintain the party's stability right now? We don't want it breaking up for lack of support from Ogikubo-sensei.
You can talk that way to the house, but not to me.
Appoint me to party chair and hold an election. If you don't, I'll be forced to make public the nature of Ogikubo-sensei's crimes. That would mean the end of not only your administration, but the party itself.
But there's no precedent for someone serving as both governor and party chair. Besides, you're much too young.
If age is what you want, start digging for some old fossil who can stop me. That is, if you think you can find one. Anyone in particular come to mind?
Aoki's scheme to destroy the Great Wall worked. Now he's got Mabuchi and the Omi at his command. So much power, vested in just one man. And it had to be Masato Arakawa. Kasuga, I know you never intended to be at the center of all this. It was pure coincidence that you were there when the soap landowner died. Wouldn't you agree?
Yep. Lucky me.
But one thing I don't believe is a coincidence, is that you ended up in Ijincho.
Huh? What do you mean?
Do you still have that fake bill?
Yeah. Didn't you say you knew how it ended up on me?
Yes. Only one person in the world could have put that bill in your pocket.
Who? Who is it?
Masumi Arakawa himself.
Arakawa-san? No, he's the one who shot me.
Yes, I'm aware he shot you. But did you ever consider that maybe he did that so you would end up here?
What?
That fake bill was his letter of introduction between you and me. It was to let me know that you were one of Masumi Arakawa's men.
Kind of a weird way to introduce us, don't you think?
I think what it means is Arakawa's goals do not align with those of Ryo Aoki.
Well, then, what are Arakawa's goals?
I really can't say. But I do know that he means business. He wouldn't have used that bill if he didn't.
Chairman, how exactly do you know Arakawa-san?
Well, that's a long story. And there's a much better place than here to tell it. Heian Tower.
Heian Tower?
Yes. That's where my fate intertwined with Arakawa's. He sure seems to be partial to Peking duck.
Yeah.
Let's have it for lunch tomorrow. My treat. I'll make the reservation.
Okay, every time Peking duck gets brought up, someone dies. Maybe? He's old enough to have been assigned to that hit. Right? Because he's... I don't know. Arakawa... Well, we are 40. So Arakawa would be